As you guys know, last week I put out a Signet ring tier list for you guys, and in the same day I did a spontaneous live stream where you guys could have come and actually voted for your Signet rings. And what we're going to do is look at that for today. I've compiled it all together into one large video, so I do apologize for the length, but I hope you guys do enjoy it. And if this is something you enjoy, let me know in the comment section down below, because I do hope to do the exact same thing in the future with proper notice, give you guys an announcement notification so you can come in and we'll do a tier list for every hero in the game, and I'll let you guys vote and decide what ranks you think everyone deserves. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Smash like, comment and subscribe, and enjoy this live stream content. The way we're going to be doing this live commentary, live community tier list is pretty simple. We're going to be bringing up one by one different rings in Age of Empires Mobile, and the live stream on the day of the recording, and obviously this live stream will be technically down in the description down below when it goes live, you'll be able to see that we're voting for whatever category. The main four categories that we most likely are going to be putting majority of rings are going to be either in the priority, the best in slot damage ones, the best in slot support rings, and then this is literally any ring you guys believe is good, flexible choices, or just generally a good and okay ring, because generally that is what most rings are. There's some rings that are niches, and I've already gotten rid of for a lot of you guys the quality of life rings in this category. So these are technically all of your gathering speed ones plus the XP. And then in the niche categories, if you guys are wondering, this is the siege ring trifecta. So if you wanted to build a siege beige march, that's going in there. So that kind of gives you an idea what the niche category is. So as we go through here, you know, we might have to bring up, some of you guys might be saying, Sneaks, this might be a niche vote, you know what I'm saying? So we might have to go and through and put that on, but most of the time it's gonna be in these top fours. You guys are gonna be able to vote for one of four options, and basically let's kick off the first ever ring. Let's do this, guys, right? Because why not? So the first ring we're going to be doing, I'm going to start nice and easy. We'll work our way up, probably from some blues into some purples into some legendaries. We'll mix it up a little bit as we go through here for you guys, but the first ring I'm going to let everyone vote for. Ring of the Clover. Ring of the Clover is gonna be the very first ring for you guys, so just wait and you guys will be starting to vote. We've given it 10 minutes of voting. Obviously, the first ring of the live stream is going to be quiet. It's going to hopefully pick up as we go through. But we have had 18 votes so far in this stream. And the consensus from all of chat, it's going to be a flexible ring. All of you guys believe 50%. It's a flexible, it's an okay ring that players can go for, and it's going to do its job. It's nothing to obviously bat on an eyelid, but it's definitely a super flexible ring. Whack it on any march that you want to put it on, it's gonna work, right? So that's what people are putting in. If you are wondering for the other results, 22% said priority. We've got technically a split, and I messed up here, so I do apologize, but we had 16% saying it's the best in slot support ring, and then we have 11% saying best in slot damage. So you could almost say it was almost 27% in best in slot support if you want to kind of put them in together. It's not a damage based ring, you know, kind of messed up on that, right? So let's put the first ever one in chat. It's time. Are you guys ready? Your decisions matter here. Boom. The first ring. It's a flexible, okay ring. Ring of the Clover in there. Okay, now what ring's gonna be next? What ring's gonna be next, a lot of you guys? Let's go for another big ring a lot of you guys love, especially another blue ring. Let's go for Ring of the Daisy. Ring of the Daisy. Is this gonna be a priority ring, a best in slot damage ring? Do you reckon it's just a flexible okay ring? Or maybe is it a niche ring that does a niche job? Let's see what you guys, the community, vote for with this. Gonna give it 10 minutes on the clock like last time. So let's see. So 21 votes out of 26 people. Not too bad. Within 5 minutes, we're gonna end it so we can move on swiftly to the next ring. Ring of the Daisy. What do you guys think is the verdict? Well, the verdict is pretty unanimous, it looks like. For the first time in chat, which is kind of crazy. We have a 41% vote that Ring of the Daisy is a priority ring. This is one of the most insane rings you need to get. Plain and simple. This is what the chat's saying. And I can understand and I can agree to it. And I'll explain why. Ring of the Daisy, it's a blue ring. You guys should know. Super cheap to invest into because it's a blue ring. And the thing is, because it's that, and having 155% damage when you're launching normal attacks, any might-based March that loves double attacks, Mulan, Bellevue, Lubu builds, you can put the Ring of the Daisy on that March and you have just added 3 damage. Literally, just randomly 3 damage. And at level 30 with 155% damage, this actually does do a lot of damage comparatively to epics and some legendary rings that are obviously lower level, right? These other rings need to be higher in order to just match this or do better. It's kind of crazy, right? So for all the other results, just to give you guys all of that info, 27% of the vote went to flexible and okay. We had 22% saying it was the best in slot damage ring, meaning you could have put this on any damage based match, and for that best in slot, you ain't complaining. You honestly ain't complaining, which is pretty good. It's almost on par with priority, but people think you need to get this, right? Don't wait on it. Don't wait on it. That's the best way to put it. And then the last one, 9% said it was a niche pick. And I think the only reason that people might be saying this would be for the current Lubu builds that are running that ring, right? So with that, let's put the ring on the scale. Chat, you have voted ring of wherever it is. Ring of the... Where's my ring of the daisies? Where's my ring of the daisies, chat? Oh, it's there, that's why. That's where it is. Don't worry, we'll keep that in just for the video. Ring of the Daisies, priority, boom, up there. So let's move on. Next ring in the list. Next ring in the list. This might be a really quick one, I reckon. Really quick one. Ring of Shark, boys. Ring of Shark. What do you guys reckon it's going to be? Is it going to be a niche pick? A flexible, okay choice? Do you reckon it's going to be a best in slot support ring? Or are you crazy enough to tell the people it's a priority ring? Are you that mean? We'll soon find out. We will soon find out. So, coming in with the results, Ring of the Shark, and I'm glad the community agrees, is going to be 71% voting for the niche role. Yes, the niche role. And it is very niche. And this is because the Ring of the Shark is going to be potentially a counter ring. We don't know. And that's all because of, again, the effect, right, of being able to reduce the recovery effect on those marches. That could be something that we might need. But in the current meta, in the current game, we are playing in Age of Empires Mobile, it's not, right? So it is niche. It's not going to be better than the siege rings. A lot of people would say if you were going to go in the niche category, they would tell you to probably buy the siege rings 100 times over than the shark ring, right? So you can kind of see there. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of hope and kind of adjust this for you as well. But yeah, that's that's that ring. So the next ring we're going to be doing for you guys. So just to remind you, this is what the tier list looks like currently for everyone. The ring of the seahorse is gonna be your next ring. And currently, this has been cooking. This has been cooking as we've been recording it. We've got 8 votes in so far, and 100% of you are voting for the niche category. And I'm going to explain why I believe that too. And obviously we might see a different outcome by the end of this explanation. But the Ring of the Seahorse, it is a ring built for tanking marches. So if you're a pikeman or potentially maybe you're an infantry player, this is where you would ever want to use this ring, because this is whenever you're taking more than 1% maximum damage from strategy, right, in a single attack. So if you're seeing Sun Tzu's and like Ramses and Hannibals and even more like just tacticians, this is where Ring of the Seahorse is good, right? It's only when strategy damage is meta when Seahorse is gonna shine, right? So does it fill in that same boat as Ring of the Shark? Well, we've got 13 votes now, so we've even got 5 extra votes so far, and we're gonna end it there because 100% of you guys are already agreeing with me. There's 30 viewers, there's 32 of you technically now lurking in the background, but you're all in agreement. We've got a unanimous decision for the first time, which is amazing to see, right? So we're going to end that bad boy there because we don't need to go any crazier on that, right? So if we go over here, grab the good old Ring of the Seahorse, we're going to put it at the niche category. We will put it, and I'll do this myself, I will put it above the Ring of the Shark because I do believe it has more potential than the Shark, because strategy damage is good, let's be real. And if there's a lot of strategy heroes out there, you're going to be wanting that, right? There's more chance that healing is worse than seeing good strategy heroes. That's my point, right? So, next ring. What do you guys think is going to be the next ring? What do you guys think is going to be the next ring? Are you all vibing? Are you enjoying the video? Are you enjoying the live stream if you are participating in it for the first time? Let me know, because the next ring is going to be Ring of the Serpent. So we're going to get the votes going. Let's see what you guys think is going to be the position of the Serpent. The results are in. And 73% of you said the Ring of the Serpent here is gonna be classified as a flexible ring. And the reason I think a lot of the guys are kind of saying it in chat with what I'm saying too, and Romby does a really good explanation of it, where it's a niche ring, but it does the best at what it does, which is grant strategy. And the thing is, it might not sound like a crazy powerful ring, but the fact is you can get the Ring of the Serpent, unlock it as a tactician main player, where you might be only running Hannibal marches and Suleiman, YSS, Ramses. Maybe in the future you might run the Elizabeth, right? You might just need a ring that has strategy to emphasize either the damage of your commander or maybe the supportive capabilities of stuff like Charlemagne or Theodora. Because again, if they scale of strategy and you're adding that, it is a pretty flexible ring. But for the tacticians, right? A lot of the thing that I was worried about, and I want to say I'm proud of you guys for this vote, was the good old Ring of the Serpent here. A lot of you guys are warrior mains, right? We're might players. So I was scared to see it get kind of skewed to one side. But the next vote, the next one that we're going to be doing, and I'm going to actually talk about this one live with you as you vote for it, it's going to be no other but the Ring of Iris. So the Ring of Iris is another blue ring that you can get in the game, and it's the only ring that grants you 5.5% critical strike rate. It's a blue ring, meaning you're going to be able to get that really easily. And if you're wondering what type of formations want this ring, you can easily see the recommendation Lubu obvious choice, right? He wants critical strike rate so he can obviously amplify his damage. But then there's other matches, right? You could technically add some critical strike rate to someone like Mulan Bellevue, right? Or even if you ran something like Bellevue, Mehmed, Rane, right? If you don't have Mulan, Josephine, maybe, who knows? Just having some type of critical strike rate, definitely selling point in this blue ring, right? And as we've been going through this, though, the votes are coming in. We got 44% as saying niche. We've got 33% saying flexible. We've got 20% now going into priority, and then we had 10% going in best in slot damage. You got 10 votes there, so it is going wide there. You can see where everyone's voting, which is interesting. If you guys want a little bit more info, because there is 32 of you guys watching right now as we record this segment, Ring of the Iris here. If you want to think future-proof, well, what if you wanted to run Lubu with Timur and Rane, and you wanted to get that Attila into your Mulan lineup? Well, Ring of the Iris being on that, Lubu is going to give you extra crit rate that you lost by putting in Timur over Guan Yu. Because you got to remember, with that Guan Yu, his signature skill is giving him naturally crit chance, which works perfectly, right? So that does maybe swing you on, is this going to be a niche ring? Is it a good ring? Is it going to be a priority ring? Who knows? So far now, 12 votes are in, and we've got niche at 42%. We've got flexible saying 33%, and we've got the best in slot damage at 8%, with priority finishing up at 17%. So, what do you guys think? What were you guys thinking? We'll let a couple more votes come in, and we're going to conclude it, because to be honest, even though the first ring we let the votes go out quite long in the live stream, we've been quite fair with the other rings. We've let all the rings vote for between 3 to 5 minutes, unless it's a unanimous. When it's a unanimous, it gets good. It gets good, So I like to see what you guys are thinking, though, here in the Age of Empires mobile community. What do you guys think? Which rings are the best? We've not had one yet that's come down to a tiebreaker, which is interesting. So, So we're going to end it there. 17 votes instantly just jumped up there. 47% voting for the niche category. We've got 23% and 23% for both priority and flexible. Very close between those two. And then 5% saying best in slot damage, meaning, you know what? It's getting put in. And I wonder how many people are going to react to this. And I would love to see where, my rings are compared to that ring, right? I am going to put this, though, in my personal opinion, and this is my only interjection, as you guys will notice through the video. I will put this at the top of the niche category. I do think it's pretty good, honestly. Even at that critical strike rate job, it's the only one that does it. Obviously, these are all meta dependent. This is for a specific siege march, so it is what it is, right? I think out of all of them, this technically is the most flexible niche ring, if you can go for that, right? So that's what you guys have voted for. What is gonna be the next ring that we're gonna vote for? I want to go for something that a lot of people love. What is gonna be the result for the Ring of the Nightwolf? Let's find out in 5 minutes' time. The votes did come in, and 63% unanimously saying Ring of the Nightwolf is going straight away into the good old priority list. This is one of the most prioritized rings you fucking need. And honestly, I agree. And the thing is, I'm going to keep it in this order too, because I do think Ring of the Desert you could get first, and it's cheaper. And when you get your Night Wolf after, it's going to make it actually pretty nasty when you get both of these online, right? But the Ring of the Night Wolf, what's really powerful about this ring for a lot of you guys is the fact that it is just an obscene amount of damage steroids that you're putting onto your march, man. You're increasing all of your heroes, not just one, not two, but three normal attacks and secondary strike skills by 25%, and you're only reducing their armor by 35. That sounds like a criminal bargain, if you ask me. You know what I'm saying? So, the next vote that's been going on right now, and I thought, why not do this as we was explaining, is going to be the Ring of the Falcon. It's another epic-based ring, and you can see even I have this at level 10. It does grant one of the following effects, which is either recovers your troops or you're going to reduce troop damage taken, right? When you max this ring out, it's going to give you some decent stats of 210% on the recovery or 32% damage reduction for 3 seconds. It's crazy on your troops damage reduction there, right? So at the moment, we do have 14 votes in on that Ring of the Falcon, and this is the first time we changed up the vote a little bit for everyone, right? We've only got 3 options instead of 4 because I honestly thought if I put niche, it's criminal. It's criminal. Because this is either gonna be another priority ring or a best in slot support ring, or it's gonna be a flexible ring that's just perfect anywhere. Right? No matter where this ring goes, I will tell you now, from me, and I know the community wants me to say it, it will reign as the king of that category. So if they vote for flexible, it's the king flex. It's the king flex. I'm saying, right? It's that good. So in the current votes of the Ring of the Falcon, as we've been going for the last 4 minutes, we've got 18 votes already coming in here. 44% think this is a flexible ring, while 22% believe it's a priority ring, and 33% of you guys believe this is a best in slot support ring. That is crazy. I don't know if I can swing you guys at all, but all I am gonna say, but this ring has one of the most premium effects in game. And if you don't know what that premium effect is, you're probably sleeping under a rug. I'm just gonna be honest, right? So take it as you will. 18 votes. Can we get the 19? Can we get to the 20? And we do. Let's end it there. Easily. 44% are saying flexible. I don't know if that is a troll vote myself, but I'm going to give the Falcon a little bit of justice because obviously, in my eyes, this ring's crazy good, right? But I do follow through, and you guys think it's a flexible ring. I will say, though, this ring is definitely better than the Ring of the Clover. It is definitely better than Ring of the Clover, right? So just think, if you're looking for a flexible ring, you can put this Ring of the Falcon, honestly, guys, on any match. You can put this on any hero, especially any hero in the 2nd or 3rd slot, because it just does the job, and it does that job pretty darn well. So next up on the chopping block, guys, and this one's going to be a really interesting one, I think, to hear your guys' thoughts. It's going to be Ring of the Deer. Where do you reckon Ring of the Deer is going to be on the tier list? Let's find out in 5 minutes time, boys. Do have the Ring of the Deer results in. We took about 5 minutes for this, but it was a unanimous decision from the good old YouTube live chat. And 66% of you, 66%, not 69, You almost got it there, guys. You almost got it to the 69 before I ended it there. But what we got was the good old flex, the good old flexible OK ring. And I do agree with that, to be fair. It is a pretty good flexible ring. I'm going to honestly put it ahead of the Serpent because I do think this could be just me, and I do apologize for stealing, hijacking your guys' results. But the Ring of the Deer, obviously, providing that extra damage in the right matches is just definitely better than the Serpent. You can high roll on your tacticians. As some people said, you could put this on Tribuana. Really good because you could buff either your Miyamoto or that Yodi. If it hits the Tribuana, it's not the greatest because if you guys didn't know, as a reminder, the Ring of the Deer does randomly hit a enemy hero and increase one of your heroes. Both clauses are random. You don't get to pick. So it's not like this is buffing one hero all the time. It can buff any hero, right? So it's one of them things, but it is a good ring. I'm not going to hate on it. It is a very good ring. But we do have another vote rolling on the side, and this is going to be another ring very, very similar to it. Ring of the Crow. So the difference between Ring of the Crow and obviously Ring of the Deer is Ring of the Crow just steals stats. It doesn't increase damage percentage, it steals stats. And what's even more important with this, even though it's stealing 55 might, strategy, and armor, this is always going to steal it from the main commander. Meaning, if you're using, obviously, a Hannibal against, I don't know, a Lubu, your Hannibal with this, obviously, is stealing the Lubu's might. You're trying to reduce as many stats as possible with this ring. And it's all going on the enemy commander, which is great, because normally, the commander is the one that does the damage. So, really powerful ring. It does a different job, but at the same time, it's the same thing, right? It's the same job, but different ring. Let's just say that. So we've got, do you guys value stealing the attributes of your enemies, or are you voting for the Ring of the Deer being a better ring? Or, you know, who knows? Who knows? That's what I love to see. We've got 10 votes already, and currently you've got 60% of you is saying this is a niche ring. Wow. 60% saying niche. We've got 20% saying flexible. We've got 10% and 10% both split on the middle on best in supports and then priority. Obviously, we can get more votes in. We've got, obviously, only 5 minutes on the clock here. So 28 to 30 of you guys are watching right now. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. If you're wondering, all your votes are anonymous. And if you're wondering where these votes are, and if you're watching this video back and you've kind of lost track of what's going on, just to remind you guys, this is the tier list that we're currently on. Priority means you are recommending players. You can get any of these prioritized rings and they're going to be happy because they're that good. Then you got some best in slot damage rings. These could be any ring that you believe is the best in slot for either dealing damage for a specific match, or is it going to be something else, right? Let's see how you guys interpret it. Then you got the same but best in slot support. These are rings that you guys think are the best at either making that match better in tanking, right? Can sustain more damage in recovery. Maybe it steals stats. It does some sort of utility. Who knows, right? That's where the best in slot support goes. Any rings you guys believe are flexible or okay are going to go into this slot. And then you got the niche at the kind of bottom here. Niche does not mean bad. Niche just means they are for a specific role. So a good example, both of these rings here, the Ring of the Shark, Ring of the Seahorse, all about having counter metas. So if you're countering strategy damage, that's that bad boy. Countering heal, that's that bad boy. We got Ring of the Iris over here. Really good ring. But again, is it niche because of only affecting critical strike rate heroes? That's what you guys are saying. So coming back into the vote at the moment, we are rolling and things are going more unanimous. And it looks like we're going to have to end that poll. And it seems crazy to say, but a lot of you guys 67% of you are in agreement that you believe that the Ring of the Crow here, our good friend Ring of the Crow, just to remind you guys, Ring of the Crow, you guys voted for this. Not me, you. But you guys believe this is a niche ring and it's going to be used in niche scenarios. And I understand some people might say it's niche because you're probably only going to be using it in the Hannibal match. 100% agree with what you're kind of going with that. Is it going to be better than these other two rings? Definitely. I do believe up here is around where you want it. It's an epic ring. Obviously, I would say the blue ring is a little bit higher priority because it's a lot more flexible. Technically, there's going to be a lot more critical strike rate, I think, heroes that you can take advantage of it. And it's blue, so it's super cheap to invest into. So I think I'm doing a fair job at you guys of obviously investing in. So let's get a big boy ring on. Let's talk about the first big boy ring. Radiant Guardian. Radiant Guardian. So just to remind you, this is what the tier list looks like for everyone who's keeping on track. And I do apologize, we are live recording this as we're going through. But Radiant Guardian, where do you guys think this is gonna be? It's gonna be interesting. Let's see what the poll says in 5 minutes time. So we got the Radiant Guardian here, and I'm gonna just sell it because I know the vote's gonna go one way. This is one ring in the game that is just arguably disgusting. It has some really good attributes at the top, right? But why people really like this ring, and it's going to be interesting to see where one of the two endings, let's just say, where it's going to land. When you have this completed, right? Even at level, say, 40, having 5% chance to increase your secondary strike skills is crazy good. On top of that, having that chance to just get a free double attack state is just bonkers. And when you max the ring, it's 100% activation chance, and this is 100%. So turn 1 with this ring, you're in double attack mode. You're cooking. You're frying. It's brrr day. You know what I'm saying? Lubus, Mulans, El Cids, even Hannibals, if they want to, will go brrr. So, Radiant Guardian, I honestly think is a no-brainer. And even 12 votes in, it's small. It's small. Again, we've got about 30 people watching the Signet Ring tier list live stream here. 83% all voted. 83% of you guys all voted in agreement. The biggest unanimous decision so far on stream. I'm calling it a cliffhanger. It's a cliffhanger. We got a cliffhanger. It's obviously a priority ring. Oof! And you know what? I'm fucking slamming this bitch up at the top. It's that insane. However, let's calm down. It is arguably one of the most nuttiest rings in the game. However, I will say to everyone looking at the tier list, the Ring of the Daisy is an insanely cheap ring you're going to be using until you save up that 4K and you get that Radiant Guardian. I'm going to be honest, you could get this Daisy, start cooking early, and then swap it out for this, and you're happy as days. That's kind of the beauty of these priority rings. You'll notice they can really work together, and you can actually put these on multiple marches, especially in the warrior section, in the calves and the archers, and probably in the future. And they're gonna love them. They're gonna love them, right? And obviously other marches taking advantage of the good old Radiant Guardian there, right? So absolutely bonkers of a ring there. No easy choice, I think. Easy choice, right? So now what is going to be the next ring? We've still not got so far a single best in slot damage ring and we do not have a best in slot support ring. So these are rings, in theory, just think, you might have that Radiant Guardian on your match. But now you're looking at some other matches and you're looking for some best in slot rings to put on them. What are going to be those rings? Who knows? It's going to be interesting to see what you believe it's going to be when the next ring is arguably one of my favorite rings in the entire game. It's Tranquil Water time. Where do you guys think Tranquil Water will end up on this tier list? Let me know. Let me know in the comment section down below. And you guys are going to obviously be voting live to see 5 minutes from now where we end up. So the results are in. Tranquil Water time. What do you guys expect has happened? If you want to kind of have a little bit of fun and keep things mysterious, pause the video right now. And you're going to be able to put a comment down in the comment section down below. Guess where you think Tranquil Water lies, because at the moment 46% went down the priority route, and for the Tranquil Water I honestly felt like it was a crime to put in the niche categories. So in this one, 46% voted priority, 26% voted for best in slot support, and 26% also voted for flexibility. So it was kind of close, but by the end of it, you all want it to be a priority based ring. And you know what? I actually kind of agree with that, right? So putting this up onto the list, we're going to have that up at the top. Now, is it more higher priority than a Nightwolf? Is it more higher priority than a Ring of Daisy or Radiant Guardian? That one is going to be a hard choice. So I'm going to let you guys decide that in the comment section, like I said. So let me know where you think this should be placed at the current time of the video. It's going to be real fun. But for the next ring that chat is going to be voting for, all of the community is going to be going for right now, that's been cooking as we've been recording that segment, is the counterpart almost. The Wombo Combo, as people have been calling it, Lofty Mountain. Because when you do match both of these rings together, they are a menace to society. If you don't know what Lofty Mountain does, just to refresh your memory, when entering battle for the first 18 seconds of battle, you reduce your troop damage taken. Therefore, afterwards, after the 18 seconds, you will do more damage. If we go into the details, hit the max ranking, it's a nice 15 and 15 flat. So kind of, when you think about it, you're going to try and hopefully out-sustain their damage in the early phase, so you should have more troops than them. And then when it gets to the second phase, you're going to take advantage of that troop count with the extra damage. It's a really cool one. Also, if you're just constantly in battle, you can always have this damage trigger up, which is kind of nasty too, right? So Lofty Mountain there, very good ring, has some amazing attributes too. I can't sell it anymore because it's such a good ring. And even for the voting, I only give this exactly like the Tranquil Water 3 categories. You're going to be either voted for the priority, best in slot, support, or flexibility, because there's no way in this God's earth I'm going to let any of you vote for niche. There's no chance. So in the current one, we have another insane large majority vote coming in so fast, it's crazy. 77% of you agree together, and I'm gonna end it there, even though some people might get upset. It's getting ended because that is so fast, it's crazy. We are going into the good old, you know, right, exactly like the good friend. It's a priority ring. It's such an insane ring. It's too good. And why? Well, guys, just like the Tranquil Water and Lofty Mountain, you can unlock these 1.6k rings. Remember, 1.6k. That's 2 legendary rings instead of just this 1 Radiant Guardian, right? And with that, you have arguably the best survivability combo in the entire game. And you can put it on any march you would like to. So if you want to put it on your second and third commander, go for it. You're going to be able to. And all you're going to be looking for is one ring for your main commander to deal damage. So if that's going to be your Ring of the Nightwolf or Ring of the Daisy or Radiant Guardian, you know what you're doing now, right? So I absolutely love that. Really easy one for, I think, the priority list so far. So the next ring. What do you guys reckon it's going to be? I've got a really fun one. It's going to be Lord of the Eastern Heavens. Absolute monstrous ring. But where do you guys think it's going to lie in the tier list? Let's find out. Kind of unanimous, but actually you guys surprised me because we have 7% of you voting for the priority list. We had 35% of you voting for the niche role. However, the winner at over 50% of the majority vote was that Lord of the Eastern Heavens here is gonna be landing in, again, community vote here, best in slot damage ring. And I will give a little bit of context and help you guys justify that position, because the way people are looking at the Lord of the Eastern Heavens is an insane supportive damage ring that you can be putting onto marches, especially on that Lubu march in the game. Because when you look at the effect of the Lord of the Eastern Heavens, yeah, you're reducing active skills by 25%, but that doesn't really matter too much when you are getting over 100% increase of normal attack damage. It is an absurd steroid, and it does work really well in the right scenarios. So, Lord of the Eastern Heavens, you guys voted for it, best in slot in the damage area. I'd love to hear what the comments think to that. I honestly do. But what we've got right now rolling as the next one, the next ring that people are technically voting as we speak, is the Ring of Bear. It's a really good epic ring that you guys can unlock. This is going to be a reduction of all of your heroes' armor by 20, but you increase the commander's might by 105. At the moment, we do have the votes rolling, and we are saying, or what the community is saying, should we say, is, when we pull it up, we have over, oh my god, which one are we going for? Ooh, which one is everyone going for? Oh god, I need to sign in now? Oh no. Oh no. We're having a technical error. I love it. Let me go back to my YouTube studio. Content, live, and boom. We're back. We love it. We're back. Don't worry about technical difficulties. They're there anytime. But we do have 33% of you guys voting for the best in-slot damage role currently. 33% voting for flexible. We got 11% in the best in-slot support role and 22% priority. It's only got 9 votes in. You guys can obviously start voting to make this obviously change. It is a super close in that. So let's see how things end at towards the end of the vote for this stage, right? So results are in for the Ring of the Bear. And this is one ring I personally love because it's a simple ring. It reduces technically all your heroes' armor by 20, you guys should know, and increases your main commander's might by an insane amount. And one little beautiful thing about this ring is no matter what level you are at, so if I take it off to now, you're always only reducing 20, which is really good. But when you max this ring out, it's 105 might that you're gaining on there. And 50% of the audience all came into an agreement and said that the Ring of the Bear is a flexible ring. And you know what? I'm actually going to put this one up. because it is, if it's going to be a flexible ring, I actually think this is a really good flexible ring. It's okay. If you're wondering why it's flexible, you can put this literally on any march, say warrior, cavalry, right? Put it on your Guan Yu, your Lubu's going to be happy. Put it on your Attila, your Lubu's still going to be happy. Put it on Tribuana or Yodi. Guess what? Your Miyamoto's going to be hitting harder. Again, he's happy. You can put it on your Mehmed. You can put it on Attila. You can put it on Rani. Any of his heroes, and guess what? Your Mulan or Bellevue is going to be happy. So you can kind of see why this is such a good, flexible ring, especially in the might category for this. So we've only got a few rings lining up. We've got one single row remaining. So if you guys have been enjoying this, I want to say thank you for participating. I want to say thank you as well for watching the video as we've been doing it, and I want to say thank you to all the live people voting as we've been making this video live, right? So with that, let's go into the next ring that's going to be up for votes, which is going to be no other than a messenger of destruction. So let's see what people vote for this bad boy. So we have the results in for the good old messenger of destruction, and this one was heated. It was almost split for the large majority of the vote, and we needed to get one person to break the vote, right? 40% and 33% was the end, right? We had 20% saying priority. We had 6% saying flexible, right? But was it a niche pick, or was it the best in-slot damage ring? Well, you guys voted niche. And I understand why people are saying that. And what I'm going to do to give the messenger of destruction a little bit of fairness, a little bit of credibility, is I'm going to whack it all the way up. Because everyone is right. And I understand where people were split. Is the messenger of destruction a niche ring? Or is it the best in-slot damage ring for warrior pikemen? Well, yeah, it is. It is the best in-slot damage pikeman ring, but that is a very niche role. Are you going to be going down that warrior pikeman role? That's what chat is basically trying to say. And if it's not, then guess what? The message of destruction isn't going to be a ring you're going to be ever wanting, right? Because if you're not going down pikeman, it's not there. But if you are, so I can kind of see is a hard one for people, but I'd like to see how people are trying to figure out these. We still, to this day, do not have a best in slot support. So do you know what? Are we able to change that today? I think we are. I reckon I know potentially a ring that's going to go in that slot. I think there's only going to be one or two rings that definite you guys are going to go on. Is it going to be the next ring though? I don't think so, because when we look at this tier list, it does look kind of crazy, let's be real. It looks kind of crazy where everything is at right now. And again, you guys voted for it. You guys made this how it is, right? So the next ring that we're going to be voting on. Skyward Knight. Ooh, this is going to be a good one. Where's my infantry mains at? Where do you think this is going to be voted in? Let's find out. Groundbreaking. Honestly, as I just ended the poll, one last vote crept in. Because until that moment, we almost had our very first ever tiebreaker on here. And what is really crazy, every other ring for cavalry, for archers, and some of the pikeman rings, right? They've been getting 15, 20, and a little bit more votes, right? Where's my infantry mains at? Infantry mains just got let down because you guys did not vote at all. And the thing is, the last vote put it into one category. And if you guys can guess, it's going into And it's super sad to see this. And I'm going to be real, it's super sad. But you guys voted Skyward Knight is a niche pick. You voted a niche pick. But I understand. I understand, because if you're only playing infantry, yeah, it is a niche pick. But guys, you can't be playing like, you can't dictate stuff like that, right? Let's be real. The second in spot. So let's just be real, chat. You had 37% of you were voting Skyward Knight. We're not talking about Legend of Zelda here. Is the best in-slot support ring. And I would have 100% agreed with that if you were playing infantry. But you guys voted in the niche one. So it makes sense. I'm going to be fair with you guys. You guys are voting niche because it is. If you're an infantry main, it's a no-brainer. You're going to be putting on stuff like Tribuana and Charlemagne and take full advantage of that Skyward Knight, right? But that is shocking. We've still not got any of the best in-slot support rings at the moment. Are we going to get any? Who knows? But the next ring, we're going to go down and we're going to kind of finish off this almost group of rings here, is going to be none other than the great Sacred Sage. Next ring for you guys to vote on. Do me proud. Do me proud. Do not let this go down. We got priority. We've got the good old best in slot damage ring. I'm going to make it easier so you guys don't do it. Flexible, which we all know it shouldn't be. Or niche. There you go. You guys can vote right now, Sacred Sage. What's going to be your vote? We will find out in 5 minutes' time. And it's happened. Legit happened. Sacred Sage. We have 0% believe. 0 believe. The Sacred Sage is any use. However, 36% split. 36%. Deadlock believe the Sacred Sage is either a niche ring or the best in slot damage ring. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the decision. I'm going to be the deal breaker here. And I am going to put the best in slot damage ring, aka the Sacred Sage, down into the niche categories for the same reason you guys have been putting the other rings in there, because I understand what you guys are trying to do. You're trying to say these rings, the Messenger, the Sacred Sage, the Skyward Knight, they're really good rings. They're really, really good rings. But they're only really good rings if you are building those formations. That's what I feel like you guys are going down. So I'm going to try and, respect that, right? So let's move into a new ring. A new ring. Because when we look at the tier list arena, it does look quite interesting when the Sacred Sage, Messenger, and Skyward Knight is all on the niche category with a lot of the other rings, right? And just remember, this video is all on you. You guys have voted live. I have nothing to do with it, so don't hate me, hate each other. I'm joking, don't. Love each other. Love each other. Stay safe, stay sneaky. You know the rules here. But on the next ring, let's move on. We're going to be moving into a legendary ring that I think is going to be hopefully a new input, somewhere different. And that's going to be the Scorching Flame. We're going to put the Scorching Flame in pause. Where do you reckon the Scorching Flame is going to be? Is it going to be one of the best in slot support rings? Do you reckon it's going to be a priority ring? Do you think it's niche? Do you think it's flexible? And okay, let me know with the next polls, and we'll find out in 5 minutes times, guys. The good old Scorching Flame on the good chopping block. And as you guys can see, this is what the current tier list looks like. And with the good old Scorching Flame being on, where did you guys think it landed? Well, in the comment section, you can put a timestamp for it if you guys want to obviously keep playing along with the video that we've been doing. But at the same time, we have the results. 8% priority. 16% believe this is a flexible ring, which means 25% says it's niche, and the winner, 50%, and the first ring on the tier list to hit the fucking location, the best in slot support ring. I'm just saying, I don't know if by live stream right now a warrior cav and warrior archer mains, but you pikemen and you infantry mains during this live stream were slacking. You guys are slacking. So what we're going to do is move on to the next ring. This is going to be a purple ring for you guys. What do you reckon it's going to be? It's no other than the good old Ring of the Boar. So you're going to be able to vote on this. Let's see what happens with the Ring of Boar. So the Ring of the Boar votes in. We only had 3 options here because it made a little bit more sense for this ring. We have the best in slot damage, niche, or priority listed. 0 people said this was a priority ring. However, 66% of you guys all agreed that the Ring of the Boar, though, is going to be one of the best in slot damage rings that you can be having. And I kind of do agree with that at some point, because this is an epic ring, super cheap in order to get, meaning you can level it up over time. And honestly, getting this leveled up is a bit easier than that Messenger of Destruction. And you might want to do that first because, yeah, Messenger of Destruction and Boar do kind of want to combine together. But what's cheaper? What's easier to get done first, right? That's the question. So I kind of like to see our first epic ring all the way up into the best in slot damage for Warrior Pikeman there. So very interested. And one thing I need to kind of clear up in the video, if you guys have checked it out, I want to see how many of you were smart. One ring has changed. One ring. And it's only because of this ring. Because we had this ring and one other ring mixed up. This is the XP ring that needs to be down here. While, you guessed it, the next ring that we are going to be discussing is going to be that blue ring that we didn't do, which is, you guessed it, the good old Ring of Lily. It recovers troops. Nice and easy. Nothing complicated. Recovers 150% of troops. So it'll be interesting to see where people go with this, where it's going to land on the tier list. Let's find out. So 56% said Ring of the Lily was a little drum roll there. A little drum roll. It is going into, oops, wrong button. Wrong button. Always a little bit of technical failure. But there we go. Better one. We landed into the flexible roll, and I actually don't mind that. It is a pretty flexible ring, let's be real. It's probably up here with the other Ring of the Clover. Both of these are basically doing some sort of sustain. This is recovering troops. Some people might not like that compared to Ring of the Clover, which is just reducing damage, right? So let's see how good, though, the next 2 rings are. Because honestly, these 2 rings are pretty much identical to each other. However, one of the rings does one, and the other ring does the opposite. And hopefully you guys can guess this, because afterwards, we're going to do the upgrades too, which is kind of funny. But we are going to be doing the good old Ring of Tulip as well as the good old Ring of Rose. So if you guys don't know, they're pretty much the exact same ring. This is going to deal strategy damage to the enemy troop, and this is going to be maxed out to 125%. And when you look at the Ring of Tulip, which you get completely for free again, this is 125% as well. So you can choose which one. This is for might, the other one's for strategy. They're both exactly the same. Do you guys think they're good rings? Do you think they're flexible rings? Do you think they're best in slot support or damage rings? Let's find out in this invite of this poll. When we look at the results at the end, honestly, chat, I've got this one pretty much bang on. Ring of the Rose and Ring of the Tulip. Both of these rings are very basic rings, and they honestly do one job and one job alone, which is deal damage. But the beautiful thing is they are super flexible. We have over 81% of the vote all going into the flexible ring, and that's where both of these are going to be going. So you got to think, these rings are super flex. You can put them on pretty much any march, any might march, any strategy march, and guess what? You're going to get at least a bit of spike damage while you wait for any of the other rings. You got to remember, in this tier list, guys, any ring here doesn't mean it's bad. That's what I'm trying to say, right? So we're not saying Messenger of Destruction, Sacred Sage, Skyward are bad rings. We're not saying Falcon, Bear, and Deer are bad rings. What we're trying to say to you are, these rings fit these categories, and this is technically what you guys are voting on, right? Just to give it a little bit of a clean up there. We've got only 5 rings remaining, and one ring that I am going to be putting on my own. I know we're breaking the rule here, but it is going to be the good old Effulgent Sun. And this Effulgent Sun, I know where you guys are going to put it, and that's why I'm going to skip this. And I'm even going to double check and write a random poll to double check. But I am predicting the future. But you guys are going to say niche. And the reason why you guys are going to say niche is the same for all of the other 4. It makes sense. They're all in the same group. Do you want to run Warrior Pikeman? You're going to run this one. Martial Pikeman? You're running this one. Warrior Infantry? You're running this one. Here, it is gonna be for your tacticians. And even Bruno is saying this is a quality of life ring to me, because let's be real, it is a quality of life ring. You need it as a quality of life experience as a Suleiman main. If you don't have it, it's kind of a little bit shit, let's be real, right? So I'm putting it in here. If you are a Suleiman main and you want to hate on me for doing that, wrong channel, bruh. Wrong channel, bruh. So let's move on. We've only got 4 rings remaining for this video and this live stream, and I want to say again, thank you for everyone who's participated through all of it. And this video can be rewatched in the description down below again for you guys if you're checking it out when this gets uploaded. Most likely Monday, I want to say, when this has gone live, who knows, right? But definitely on the next week. So the final 4, final countdown. We've got what I would say again, chat, is the exact same rings we've just done, but upgraded. We've got the Effulgent Sun and Azure Moon combo. So let's do these individually, because these might be a little bit different to each other, because some people might say one ring is better than the other for different reasons. So I am going to split these 2 apart, because I do think that is true myself, right? So the Azure Moon is going to be in the chopping block first. Let's see where the Azure Moon lands, and then we will do another poll straight after, do the Effulgent Sun, and we'll come back and give you guys those results. The results are in 5 minutes later. I do apologize with all the cuts, but it is what it is. Azure Moon, 37% says niche, and 37% says it's a quality of life ring. And you know what that means? We're going to be putting it in the quality of life rings, because Suleiman and Tactician Archers are all trash. All of them are trash. So what we're going to be doing because of that position is, as you guys can see in the background now, we're going to be doing the opposite. Is Effulgent Sun the Might counterpart? Is that going to be joining Moon in the quality of life rings and trigger every single Age of Empires mobile player in the game? Or are you going to be nicer and place it a little bit higher on the tier list? Let's see what you guys vote on. Results are in. Effulgent Sun. Is it going to be any better? Well, 8% of you guys said it was a niche ring, so it's not going in that category. 16% says best in slot damage ring. 25% says priority, meaning just like Pokemon Sun and Moon, these are going down in the dumpster. And the thing is, if you guys didn't know, if you did vote any higher on this Effulgent Sun, you fucked up. Because as Bruno says, and including myself, Azure Moon does have, if we go into game and showcase this, Effulgent Sun, when you max this bad boy out, 400%. When we look at Azure Moon here, guess what? It has 480%. You got 80% more damage. And yeah, but for you guys, it is not good enough. So when we look at the actual tier list that you guys have all voted, and this has taken so far over 3 hours to do live, but it's been fun all the way. I want to say thank you for all the guys that have been watching this video so far. We're down to the final 2 rings. We have the good old Ring of Lion and the Ring of Badger remaining. These are the last 2 rings to go. So I'm going to end it with Ring of the Badger and then the final ring, Ring of the Lion. Let's see where these 2 line up on here. But the good old Ring of the Badger results did come in, and one actually surprising. I'm going to be honest. This was surprising. I'm going to be honest, because Ring of the Badger, over 45% of chat voted for this ring to go and take a place in the best in slot support rings. And I can kind of see why some people might be saying that, because right now in the meta is Lubu, it's Mulan, it's even Hannibal and stuff, right? All this secondary strike skill and just troop normal attack damage, it's absurd. It's an absurd amount of burst damage, but the Ring of the Badger there does counter it. It allows you to technically reduce that damage output, and maybe in the future it's still going to be doing that. It means it's pretty good on, again, any of the other formations. Let's just say like pikemen are happy with this, infantry are happy with this as well, so not too bad on there. But you guys voted for the best in slot for the support role. And while we are doing that, as you guys should know, the last ring that's been going, as we've been talking about it, is the Ring of the Lion. This is the very final ring you guys can vote for in today's video, in today's live stream. And I want to say thank you again. I know I've been saying it a lot in this video and during the live, but it is without you guys joining in, making this, you know, fun and participating, we can't make this type of content, right? So Ring of the Lion, this is a jack of all trades. We have a ring that is going to increase any of your heroes when you equip it, might, strategy, and armor by 65 points. It's a flat attribute, and you can whack this on anyone because it's going to be hitting every single attribute. Ring of the Lion, where do you guys think it's going to be? Because at the moment, when we look at the voting for it, we have 33% winning currently, but 25% says niche, 25% says best in slot support, and 17% says priority. So currently in the lead is Flexible at 33%, and we're going to be ending that poll there to end technically you guys voting for all of these rings, meaning the final ring for this live stream, for this tier list that you, the community, Age of Empires Mobile, and the Sneaky Army all voted for, is getting placed, and that is flexible Ring of the Lion. So what can we take from this? Well, a couple of things. Is this tier list correct? Who knows? You make that decision. But what I can say is a lot of you guys have similar thoughts, meaning any of these messengers, you know, the Immortal Wings, the Sacred Sage, Skyward Knight, these rings are amazingly powerful rings. All of you guys said that in chat. The issue with them is they are niche rings. You need to use them on specific matches, and that is honestly a massive cost, especially for 4,000 coins. And think about it, for 4,000 coins, guys, you could be picking up any of these priority rings. So you could be picking up 2 of these rings right here. You can even pick up a Tranquil Water, a Nightwolf, a Boar, a Badger, right? You can even be picking up Falcon, Lion, Bear. You can be going all down these routes. So at the end of the day, it is up to you what you want to unlock in your rings. Just make sure when it comes to investments in Signet rings, you do pick some good rings. This is you guys, your tier list. I want to say thank you for it. And at the end of the video, you will see a comparison between your tier list and my tier list. So hopefully you've enjoyed this. It's been a pleasure for you guys. Smash a like, comment, and subscribe. And until the next one, stay safe, stay sneaky, guys. Peace out.